Yeah. Flink, man. I said, hey yo, know what I'll put you in a swell mood if you decide to subscribe to 12 News, a channel where historical information is well used and it's well viewed. It covers all kind of topics, prophecies and prophets, and knowledge you gain to profit. So hit that bell so them notice rotate like the tires turning. People, when you talk about praise, get the highest earnings. The data's given to you with passion, that's fire burning. Fucking L and inhale all this knowledge, that's how you learn it. Hey look, it's kinda twisted how in the schools all the shit that they just declined to mention, like keeping info away.
Cointelpro, Counterintelligence Program, was a series of covert and often illegal projects conducted by the FBI, aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic political organizations. J. Edgar Hoover, the director of the FBI at the time, initiated Cointelpro in 1956.
The Black Panthers are recruiting criminals and hoodlums and encouraging them to engage in a broad range of terrorist activities. They are the greatest threat to the internal security of this country. We want to make it clear to black youth that if they want to be revolutionaries, they will be dead revolutionaries.
One of the aspects of Cointelpro was to target and undermine the civil rights movement.
Nearly a century after the end of the Civil War and the dawn of Reconstruction, African Americans still found themselves fighting for their basic rights as citizens. The modern civil rights movement in the mid-20th century finally secured them.
Most historians actually date the start of the formal civil rights movement to Brown versus Board of Education. Brown really stokes the fervor of the nation. Then, in December of 1955, Rosa Parks decided as an act of resistance that she would not give up her seat to a white man on the bus.
Rosa Parks' deliberate act of resistance led to a bus boycott that thrust into the limelight a young preacher with a PhD. He would become one of the movement's most charismatic leaders. His name was the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
One of the most iconic moments is the March on Washington in 1963, led by Martin Luther King Jr.
200,000 people converge on the nation's capital to rally for civil rights. They come united in one cause.
This becomes visualized on the news and begins to change the way that Americans are starting to think about the civil rights movement.
One of the aspects of Cointelpro was to target and undermine the civil rights movement, as well as black nationalist groups, in an effort to prevent the rise of what they referred to as a black messiah who could unify and galvanize the black community.
The Black Panthers are the single greatest threat to our national security, more than the Chinese, even more than the Russians. Our counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a black messiah from among their midst, one with the potential to unite the communists, the anti-war, and the new left movement.
The program targeted prominent civil rights leaders, such as Martin Luther King Jr., and organizations like the Black Panther Party. The FBI used tactics such as wiretapping, infiltration, spreading false rumors, and inciting violence to disrupt these groups and their leaders. The revelation of Cointelpro's activities in the 1970s led to public outrage and congressional investigations. The program was officially ended in 1971, but its legacy continues to raise questions about government surveillance and interference in domestic political activities. Cointelpro specifically targeted black nationalist groups in an effort to disrupt and undermine their activities. Here are some ways in which Cointelpro aimed to prevent the rise of a black messiah. Number 1. Surveillance the FBI conducted extensive surveillance on black nationalist leaders, organizations, and members. They used wiretapping, bugs, and informants to gather intelligence on their activities. Number 2, infiltration. The FBI infiltrated black nationalist groups with informants and undercover agents to gather information, sow discord, and provoke conflicts within the organizations. Number 3, disinformation. The FBI spread false information and rumors within black nationalist groups to create distrust and division among members. They also sought to discredit leaders and undermine the credibility of the organizations. Number 4, harassment. Black nationalist groups and leaders were subjected to harassment by the FBI, including unwarranted arrests, intimidation tactics, and false accusations to disrupt their activities and discredit their movements. Number 5, provocation. The FBI sought to incite violence and conflict within black nationalist groups by sending anonymous letters, spreading rumors of betrayal, and creating situations that would lead to internal strife. Number 6, legal action. The FBI used its resources to target black nationalist groups through legal means, such as filing false charges, conducting raids, and engaging in legal harassment to disrupt their operations. Overall, Cointelpro's tactics against black nationalist groups were aimed at destabilizing their leadership, creating internal divisions, and undermining their ability to organize and advocate for their goals. The program's activities had a significant impact on the black nationalist movement in the United States and raised serious concerns about government, surveillance, and interference in political activities.